So I have to give something off my chest, and it just has to do with a certain company that I dealt with. I decided to invest in this equipment because I was trying to find a solution. Honestly, I was being cheap. All right, that's the truth. I was being cheap.
I also got off the street.
So you don't pay for any furniture?
Let me show you what I'm talking about. And yes, I did walk out to my car just so I can get a different angle. Okay, I don't always want to look like I'm complaining, all right? But whenever you guys work for your stuff, don't you feel like you want those things to be worth what you put into it, right? You know what I'm saying? So I've been following this company for a little bit. I actually looked up their specs on a lot of their monitors, and there's a particular monitor that when I saw it, I was like, this makes sense. If you buy equipment, you need to buy it for two reasons. One, because you need it, and two, the worth of it should stay as long as it can. So for example, if I would buy a really dope C-stand, right? C-stand like this one, the Matthew C-stand. If I bought that, it's probably going for about $250. At $250, by the time I use it, for over 10 years, I can probably sell it for $150, meaning that in 10 years, that item only devalued $100. So if you're out there buying cheaper versions of C-stands, like, you might as well buy the expensive ones because they're going to last you a long time and they're gonna retain their value. If you're out there buying a C-stand for $50, you better believe that you're probably not gonna get $50 with it by the time you're done with it. And it's probably not even gonna last that long. During the C word time, which we all know is the great upside down, I decided to sell my coveted Small HD 24-inch monitor. Why? Okay, well, the reason is because Small HD, for some reason, retains its value very, very well. It's a very slow push to move over to the new ones. And you have things like the Small HD 1303, the 13-inch version, that people bought it 5 years ago, 6 years ago for $3,000, $4,000. They added all the accessories. And right now, to this day, they're selling it for $3,000 to $4,000. To me, it is insane. A panel that already has over 1,000 hours on it, selling for that much is pretty nuts. So then out comes this company called OSEE, O-S-E-E, that is releasing all these different monitors. I mean, they have really cool lightweight 7-inch high bright monitors. I saw they had a 21-inch and all these different ones. And I was like, man, I like them. They look kind of cool, but I mean, the price is probably too good to be true. And then I started seeing online, there's so many YouTube videos of people praising them. And then I asked myself, have these people really used a professional monitor? So I found myself wanting to capitalize on the sale of my old equipment that I had traded and bought for pretty cheap, getting a couple grand for it. Because you know what? Whenever you see that in the market as a business person, not just a filmmaker, you want to capitalize on those assets being worth more than what you paid for so that you can buy other gear. At the time, I needed to buy more lights and more things like that. So I was like, hey, not a bad idea. And then boom, all of a sudden here comes this Megamon. Pokemon or whatever, freaking 15-inch monitor that I was like, this is perfect. The 24-inch monitor was so big that I was just like, you know what? It was cool because it had dual inputs. I had a bunch of things like that. But now I'm just like, I need something smaller. We're traveling so much. We just need to have something small in the case. And then boom, Megamon, right? Megamon 15. And they had it for sale. They said they're going to sell it for $1,200. And they had it for sale for $750. I was like, these things have to be awesome. There's no way they can't be that good. And of course, I was wrong. I thought that because of the value and because of the price, that the equipment might be better. There's two things that I did not know, and it actually sucks, okay? Not just one, but two of the monitors that I bought, even though one was secondhand or on loan from my buddy, and of course I paid him for it because we destroyed it, or it got destroyed, they both messed up. I mean, one of them had a humidity issue, which we're in Houston, and of course you want things to have weather sealed, but he shipped it to me from, I believe, Georgia area, and that thing just didn't work. I mean, I didn't even use it for a whole month because I was so busy using another one. Then the first one that I bought, unfortunately, no one knew that you could short it by having a DC plugged in and having a battery option connected as well.
How, Sway?
In small HD monitors and a bunch of other ones, there's a fail-safe mechanism in the monitors themselves. Let's say that you are house powered, meaning that you have a DC plug or AC plug in, right? But let's say that all of a sudden you have to move or you want to go to the thing. Well, you don't want to turn off the monitor, so you drop a battery on the back. Once that battery is on the back, then you can disconnect the DC plug. If you have an OSEE monitor, do not do this.
What was the reason?
Well, for whatever reason, the one that I had, at least the first batch, fried. It just fried the board. The worst thing about it was that we ended up having to send this box to China. They asked me for one of the monitors, and the second monitor, they told me to go in there, desolder the board, and ship them just that piece of the board. So they're trying to save some money on this. You're talking about a monitor that should only be about, $800. They're trying to save money by just sending me the board instead of me just sending them the whole unit back. I get the board back, and guess what happens? I solder it. I know what I'm doing. I've been soldering guitars for years. And of course, that thing pops again. I mean, we missed recording it by 30 seconds, literally. Like, we were recording and everything. And I took pictures, I sent it to them, and they're like, hey, we don't know what's wrong with it. Send it back. Now that I have spent over $1,500, I decided to buy it one more time. Why? Because I wanted the second one to be repaired. I wanted to get a refund for the third one. I want to flip the last one and just be done with it. The current situation of things is there's a lot of Chinese companies that are out there that are doing great work. I mean, DJI, oh my God. Technology is insane, right? You also have Aperture that's killing it. You have Nanlite. I mean, their customer service has been insane. Nanlite was awesome. Haven't had to deal with Aperture, which is even better when you don't have to deal with them because things just work. I still have the third one here. So some people saw, oh man, it comes with the cool case, but honestly, that case does not matter. It's not that great. And if I had the choice, I'd rather them just send it to me in a box and have, I'm just gonna put it on a stand anyways, and it'll probably be without. The panel itself is actually really good. It has very good color representation. I just literally use this for the director. I don't even try to actually have a color accurate rendition here, but they do look pretty good. So far, the monitor, this current version has been okay. Like, I haven't had any issues with it, but I also don't allow them to plug in via DC power anymore. So that's not allowed.
Nothing for you.
So what does this mean overall? This means that I bought this monitor for $800, I believe, on Amazon. But then I had purchased two other ones, for one being around $800 and the other one being around $650. So now if I total all that, I believe that's around $2,300. Then I sold both the other monitors for around $650 to $700 each. So minus $1,400. How much did I actually make? And how much did I actually save after dealing with so much headache with this thing? If I have to summarize everything just quickly, I would say this monitor, for the price, if it was $650, $700, I still think it's worth it. I mean, you can buy it. The panel looks good. Overall, the functions are okay. I really don't use them. I really just use it as a nice panel. And that's about it. I've had to actually buy different distribution packets for it so that I can do multiple cameras in there. But overall, it's super lightweight. I can put one battery on there. Don't do this and plug in here ever again. Don't forget that. I'm just show you a couple more little quirks about it. I'm gonna let you hear it when it turns off. Ready? Here we go. Okay, long press, sometimes the press works, sometimes it doesn't. You heard that? It's like a little click. It's like a little audio click that I don't understand why it does that, okay? This thing is pretty open face too. There's not a lot of protection. I don't think that, they don't advertise that it has like all kinds of, rain protection and all that kind of stuff. But when they make it look like it's super pro and they're charging you something like $1,000, I mean, anyone that's spending $1,000 on a big monitor, they're expecting their director, the people to view this, So overall, if it was $650, I'd probably buy it. But I think overall, when I added everything up, it came out to me spending, once again, $850 for this. I don't think it's worth that. But overall, guys, I just want to be honest with you guys about what kind of things that I'm doing. I didn't get a special deal or anything from them. And even if it was a special deal, I'd let y'all know. And then I'd also let you know if it's still worth buying or not. With that said, guys, I really appreciate you guys watching it. If you guys have any other questions or any companies want to send me stuff so that I can do a real world test, stress test on these things, yeah, send them over. We'll take a look and we'll let you know if it's worth buying or not. All right, homies, we'll be talking soon. Thank you. This is Orlando with Filmatic, and peace.